Can you imagine a $10 billion investment in a data leveling AI startup? Naturally, the question comes to mind that are we living in a sci-fi novel where the robots are getting their schooling from a highly specialized, very expensive tutor? Because that is what Meta company, whose CEO is Mark Zuckerberg, whose Facebook, WhatsApp, So Meta company is mulling, they are thinking, they are contemplating about investing in Scale AI. It's a startup company, but it's a leader in the often unseen world of data leveling. And this Meta company is reportedly going to invest $10 billion in this Scale AI. Why? Now we let's dig deep into this topic. Why such big investment in a data leveling company? And before that, I think we must know something about this data labeling, right? Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. Data labeling. What is data labeling? Data labeling, sometimes we call also data annotation or data tagging. It is the critical process of identifying and tagging raw data with meaningful and informative labels. That means with a cat image, you must box that cat image and label it as cat. You must box a car and label it as car. That means we teach AI models, it's called also supervised learning, that this vast majority of machine learning models, especially those used for things like image recognition, natural language processing, like we use ChatGPT, Gemini, etc., those chatbots, speech recognition, they rely on this technique, and it is called supervised learning. In supervised learning, the model learns by example, just like us. Okay, just like us. Because how it works, that we level image, we level text, we level audio, video, etc., everything. For computer vision, data labelers might draw bounding boxes around objects in an image. That means uh, consider or imagine an image where there is a car, a pedestrian, a traffic light. Then you must draw a bounding boxes each item and label them as this is cat, this is a pedestrian, this is a traffic light, this is sky, etc. Even segment an image pixel by pixel, pixel by pixel image by, and identify those different regions. That means which is sky, which is road, which is tree, etc. And in text, the same thing happens. Text can be labeled for sentiment, positive, negative, neutral. Okay, and audio, video, the same way. Okay, and the human element, while there are increasingly automated and programmatic methods, data labeling often involves human annotators. That means they call them contractors. Humans are still far better at understanding nuance. Therefore, uh, they can better understand context and complex decisions than machines, of course. So this is why companies like Scale AI employ large teams of skilled labelers, even doctors and PhDs, for specialized data sets like legal files, like medical papers, etc. I will talk about data labeling later, and because there are a lot of things to learn and also know about it. Anyway, but let us just try to understand why suddenly a company like Meta, they need to invest $10 billion to this kind of data labeling company. Maybe they are leader, maybe they are doing a lot of things for some years. So everyone is buzzing about large language models and generative AI. So kind that churns out prose, code, images with disconcerting fluency. You know that you can just get anything out of this Gemini Pro or ChatGPT or something similar to that chatbots, and they are not magic, isn't it? Actually, it is. It is actually mountain of meticulously labeled data. Just imagine teaching a child to identify a cat. It's not that you just show them one cat. No, there are different types of cats: slick cats, grumpy cats, cats in hats, cats in boxes. You understand, hopefully. So you tell them this is a cat over and over again until their tiny neural networks, and of course in this case is artificial ones, begin to recognize the patterns that this is cat. So scale AI is essentially the world's most dedicated, largest, and increasingly sophisticated cat identifier for AI, artificial intelligence. They provide the ground truth to those data, images, text, video, audio, that teaches these powerful AI models what everything is. Without this labor intensive, often mind numbingly repetitive task, even the most cutting edge algorithms are just fancy calculators with no idea what to calculate. Without data, algorithms is nothing. Actually, without data, AI is nothing. Okay. So, therefore, if we think of robots, when you discuss AI, especially with such massive investment in data, the inevitable question arises: what about the robots that will use this highly trained AI? Isn't it? Uh, they could act like overlords or simply very efficient copy makers. We don't know. But how do these metallic marvels achieve such fluid human like motion and interaction? It's not just about sophisticated mechanics, it's about deep reinforcement learning, a trial and error process where robots learn behaviors by interacting with their environment. Now, imagine teaching a robot to pick up a fragile teacup without crushing it. It might try 1,000 times, failing miserably until the rewards, not breaking the cup, outweigh the penalties. That means shattered porcelains. And guess what fuels this learning? You guessed it right. It is data. That means labeled data, showing what a teacup looks like, okay, how it should be held, okay, and what constitutes a successful pickup. They are all labeled. This leads us to a fascinating paradox because AI, when it is powered by companies like Scale AI, is undeniably poised to automate countless routine tasks, potentially displacing jobs in areas like data entry and customer service, as predicted by reports from the World Economic Forum. It simultaneously creates new, highly specialized roles. We are talking about AI ethicists who ensures fairness in algorithmic decisions, prompt engineers who craft the perfect quart queries for LLMs, and yes, incredibly skilled data annotators who essentially teach the machines. So altogether, it's like a dance, isn't it? So while AI could displace hundreds of millions of jobs globally by 2030, it will also generate new employment opportunities. There is no doubt in it. The nature of work is evolving, shifting from repetitive, predictable tasks to those requiring creativity, critical thinking, and nuanced human judgment. Now, naturally, there are a lot of questions regarding this debate, and we must listen to the different types of opinions about it, because there are ethical implications, of course. So, what about this Meta's investment in Scale AI? Isn't it just a financial transaction? It's a strategic move. We need to understand that because it underscores a fundamental truth. What is the truth? The truth is the future of AI isn't just about groundbreaking algorithms. It's about the quality, quantity, and ethical sourcing of the data that breathes life into algorithms. Actually, I said without data, algorithms is nothing. You write a very good algorithms, but you must test that algorithms. You must imply that algorithms. You must do something with that algorithms with only with data, and that data should be uh, annotated before coming to this algorithm. So of course, this is a kind of technological advancements of human robots balancing on one leg or composing symphonies. I don't know what is going to happen in 2, 3, or 5 years, and what lessons are we truly imparting. However, the answers like the AI revolution itself are still being written one meticulously labeled data point at a time. That means labeling data is very important, and that is why company like Meta are putting their stake, and they are also thinking of rather investing such a huge amount of money to this data labeling company. That is exactly what is going to happen. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you really belong to this tech world and doing something and researching about AI and etc., please share with your friends, with your in your community, and stay safe. Take care. So see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.